The hardest part so far is actually just finding the portal at the end. Like, I know it's there, but I can't really see where my guy is in amongst all the droids. That's kind of annoying. Our first boss. And they're dead. I'm thinking like 1,000 droids today, maybe 10,000. I've had enough coffee that we can make this work. I did try this one before, but it's actually a lot easier now to get droids. At least I think it is. I haven't verified that, but we're going to dive into this one anyway. To make droids now takes fiberglass and electronics. And a lot of fiberglass, but that's going to be worth it. Imagine a whole screen full of droids. They would just obliterate everything. Not sure if that includes bosses, but we're certainly going to try. I think for the time being, since I do have quite a bit of glass, we're going to start making fiberglass. I'm going to put that on infinite for now. We can get lots of plastic if we have to. I can actually just dig it up pretty easily if I need to. But another way to potentially get droids is of course the market. We're going to put that there where it's obnoxiously in the way. Every once in a while they'll sell droids and other things. But aside from that, there are occasionally those shrines that I can use to sacrifice some health in exchange for a droid. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but I really hope it is. Otherwise this idea is going to get much harder than I thought. And I'm pretty sure I destroyed all of the ones out here in the world. Now unfortunately, the only shrine I do have left is in the skull maze, so every time I want to go to it, I've got to walk all the way through the skull maze and find it. That wasn't as painful as some things I've done. Now checking, lose a health, gain a bunch of magic scrolls, lose a health, gain a bunch of potions, neither of which I really want. I'll take the scrolls because they could be used for other stupidity. And we'll just keep doing this until we find the one we want. Here we go. Only took about 4 tries, maybe 3 according to my hearts. Lose 1 heart, gain droids and grenades. And there we go, 1 new droid. Now yes, every time I do this I am going to lose a heart. Luckily for me, I've currently got 680 orbs and I know where to get more of these. That replaces a heart, so I can use this 680 times and it won't really have any negative effect. And I really want to see what this one does. Summon challenging enemies. How challenging are they? I think I've been through worse, so let's see if we can defeat all these. Really feeling pressured here. Well, to be fair, the torches did get in the way, so they were hard to hit, but that wasn't really a great challenge. We've already got another droid. This is probably going to be way faster and easier than me trying to get all the fiberglass I'm going to need to make them. There's another one. I just need to be careful not to lose all my health. Not sure if I can, but that is something I would do. Why can't I pick both options? When it comes to these shrines, there's only 8 different things they can do, and they offer you 2 each time, so there's about a 1 in 4 chance they're going to do it every time I click it. And I will not be satisfied until my screen is made of droids. I think I'm counting 10 droids so far, and I'm down to 1 heart. Is it going to let me do this again? No, it won't even let me touch it. Now I just have to go like this until my hearts are back and then keep going. If we get 10 droids per that many hearts, we're going to have a lot of droids before very long at all. And I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to be diving into another stupid Forager idea. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like stupid Forager ideas. I seem to be particularly good at them. Did you see that? I accidentally hit that with my sword. If that had been the obliterator, this idea would have just been gone forever. The other amusing benefit of this is I'm also increasing my damage even more than it already is. I really hope there's not a maximum number of droids I can have. Just like that, I have only 500 orbs left. So before we get too carried away with this, let's bring these idiots out into the real world and see what kind of effect they have right away. We've still got a long ways to go, but before I lose my vision altogether, we need to see what they can do. Already, it's definitely pretty hard to navigate, but they're doing a pretty decent job of picking up everything on the ground, which is kind of interesting, but definitely not fast enough for my liking. I'm also really not sure how many I have. It's quite a few, 30, 50, somewhere in that neighborhood, but as you can see, they still don't clear the screen in an instant, and that's really what I'm going for here. This does have the added benefit of finding all that stupid little stuff I don't normally pick up though, because they're always grabbing everything. So while they're over here, let's give them a boss to play with. The skeleton. That was quick. Did they really destroy him that fast? Yeah, I guess they do. Interesting. I think I can find, yeah, there it is. It's off my hotbar, but I can find the slime one. There we go, and it's dead. Okay, the bots are very good for killing bosses, so that might help in the void biome. One thing I didn't consider is where I'm going to put all these when they're not in use, because I don't really want them on my screen 100% of the time. For today's video, of course, I do, but at some point they're just going to be in the way. Anyways, let's go get 500 more of them. Sorry, not 500 more. We're going to have about 25% of 500, so 125 droids on top of what we've already got now. So I'll see you guys in a few hours when I have all these stupid things spawned. Sometime later, we have more droids than when we started. I haven't bothered to count them, and I'm not going to. Take a guesstimate, 150, 200, I have no idea. The frame rate started to drop out a bit when I was spawning them and eating the orbs, but as of right now, it's fine. It's still holding 59, 60 frames per second. And most importantly, I can still see where I'm going and what I'm doing mostly. That was my biggest concern. So as soon as we find a way out of this stupid place, we'll go see what these can do to the real world and what they can do on some bosses. Also, I didn't really think this through very well because I left myself with one single heart. Not that I'm going to take a lot of damage anywhere, but I am also going to have to fix that problem. Okay, let's let them loose in the world and see how quickly they take care of things. So far, pretty well instantly, even when there's a quarry around. Yeah, they take a second to get to where they're going, but once they actually catch up to me, everything disappears almost instantly. Not instantly though, which is a little troubling. But it's still fast enough that I can basically just walk around and they take care of everything else for me. Which is really nice. I've always wanted someone to do that for me. Okay, the first thing I need to do right now is take some stuff out of my inventory because my hotbar is huge and I can't get to anything I need to get to. So we're going to make a vault and store some crap. Now I need some more orbs to bring my health back up, so let's summon some bosses and see how long they last. One skeleton. Yeah, as soon as I spawn them, they're dead. Like, the instant. So this would be the quickest way for spawning. Yep, it's just that fast. That's as fast as they die. Now let's try it with the slightly tougher skeletons. Oh. 4 attempts remaining until Skeleton King despawns. Yeah, I guess I should probably get some health before I try that. Where'd my droids go? Uh-oh. Why are they all gone? As soon as I loaded back in, they went down here. Oh, there they are. They're just... I don't know what they're doing. Okay, well, let's get our health back first and foremost, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with all these. And there's another 106 orbs to our name. Let's try and spawn the tougher boss. Maybe it'll last more than a millisecond. Gonna have to eat up some cosmic steel to do this, but I feel it's worth it. Alright, if you can see me in amongst all the droids, let's summon 3 skeletons to start. They're dead, and 4 beats. These are the strongest bosses. If anything can survive, it's them. And nope, they get blown up right away. Definitely hard to see in amongst all these, but not impossible. I can still navigate fairly well. I think what I want to do now is play with the trains for the first time. I'm pretty sure I can jump on a train and the droids will follow me everywhere I go on the train, if you see where I'm getting at. Hey, you want to know the hardest thing ever? Looking through your vaults when you have 1,000 droids following you. I can't see any of these because they're all in the way. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to make new stuff because I cannot see my vaults. The locomotive is actually easy to build. I do have 2 of them. I just don't know where they are. So we have that out of the way. Now we just need a bunch of railroad. How quick is it to build? It's pretty quick, so we're just going to stock up on a whole bunch of that. I have no idea how much I'm going to need, so we'll go with that for now. And now I found the railroad and the locomotive. So I'm going to do my best to start setting this down so I can have a route that my train can follow. I'm going to have all the droids following me while I'm circling the map again and again and again. I'm not sure how much trains like 90-degree corners, but mine doesn't have a choice. And it is going to come in here amongst all the lighthouses so it can pick up extra whatever it's going to find down here. The turn track is complete. That was a little bit harder than it had to be because of all the droids. At least I thought it was complete. I'm going to guess there's going to be a few more gaps in the track, but let's put it to the test. How does this thing actually work? There is a train down on the tracks. Now, okay. Oh, I've got to push the directional arrows to keep it going. I was hoping I'd be able to make this go by itself, but unless I'm physically steering it, it doesn't want to do that. So great, I've made a train I have to manually drive around, and you know what? It's actually faster if I just walk around, so I'm not really sure what the point of the train is right now. There's probably more to it that I'm not understanding. This is the first time I played with it, and it won't make this corner. It's stuck. Oh, never mind. Oh, it was going automatically until I said that. Then it stopped. So if I press down right now, is it going to keep going down? And if I press anything else, is it going to stop? It's going automatically now, so I'm happy with that. I could just go around like this for hours, collect every item on the map endlessly. Yeah, alright, it seems to be going by itself. It does stop out of the blue like that. Like my hands aren't touching anything at all. They're floating in the air right now for what it's worth, and the train stopped. But yeah, if I could have this going, I'd just leave this running for an hour or 2 and come back to see what I've mined up. There's a few spots where it seems to stop repeatedly, so I'm going to see if I can maybe alter the track there and have it stop doing that. Well, that was a new one. The train actually reversed directions on me suddenly. And that's fine, as long as it keeps moving like that. I don't care where it's going or what it's doing, as long as it's moving around most of the map. It seems to get stuck in spots. Right here, it goes to a little bit further to the desert biome, then turns around, gets into the red biome, then turns around again. It just bounces back and forth like that. I don't know why. As long as it's moving now, I'm going to let it run for about an hour and then we'll come back and see what it's accomplished. If I can make this work to the point where it just flows smoothly around, this will fuel every stupid idea ever, because all I've got to do is let this go for 8-10 hours and it's going to find me all the resources I'm ever going to need. You know what? Since it's having issues, I'm going to change the track and shorten it up a bit. That might solve it. The train now basically just circles a lighthouse arrangement. That way you can find all of the lighthouse stuff. It's not going to get the snow biome. I don't think it's going to get the desert, but it's going to get lots of other stuff. It's still doing doing that thing where it bounces back and forth, but it is covering 3 different biomes right now, so I'm gonna let it be for a while. I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, it's been about an hour, and let's see what our little droid army found for us. We're up to 2.81 million stones, which is something I've always struggled to find. We have 2.55 million iron ore, 810 beats. I know we just found a lot of those because I spent them all summoning the beat boss a few minutes ago. 7.18 thousand cotton, which is something I can never have enough of. And the game is dropping down to 14 frames per second when all the droids try and do something at once. And since the game has been left alone for so long, it's doing that kind of repeatedly. Anytime I walk kind of towards the edge of things, I'll go and try and do stuff. Like that. I did also find 321 flowers, which isn't a lot, but I can never have enough flowers. I always seem to need those and never have enough. And that is still actually really good considering the track wasn't really going on a lot of green space. Basically what you can see to my left here was the only place I was being covered on green. It wasn't going over here for whatever reason. Naturally at this point we need more orbs, we need more bosses, we need more everything. So I'm going to make another 100 slime sigils, well summon 100 slime bosses. But we'll also do it over 4 of the sigil makers, that way they can do 25 each and it's a lot faster. And it looks like we're in position to summon another 100 bosses. I'm going to try and do this as far to this left corner as I can without destroying any lighthouses so I can get the maximum amount of slimes and gems back. This should be nice and easy once I find a position. So if I do one here, and here, cool. It's the chests that actually destroy the lighthouses, so as long as the lighthouses aren't hitting anything, I'll be okay. You know what? The chests spread out so much anyway that there's no point in even trying to prevent it. We're just gonna hold this down. The bosses are dying as quick as I can spawn them. Chests are going everywhere and I'm having a good time. I didn't think these droids were going to be able to do this, and they are, and I can still make more of them. Now it's just going to be finding my way out of this sea of chests. I'm going to have a lot more orbs and therefore a lot more droids pretty soon. And I'm not really sure what we were at before, but we're now up to 780 million slimes and 9 million of each gem. We could have found a lot more, but I was missing a bunch of lighthouses and destroying a lot as I was going as well. I think I got all the chests. I at the very least got most of them, 554. So now back into the maze to do my thing again. But first, let's just take one more look around to see if the droids are going to drop the frame rate again. No, they seem okay now. It dropped down to 30 at one point. That's all. And here we go again. I'll see you in a bit. Now I feel like I've accomplished something today. Does anybody want to count these for me? We still have a solid 60 frames per second and I can still see. I was sure that by after this many hours of doing this, I wouldn't be able to do either of them. Let's bring these idiots out into the world and see how they perform. Not too far off of what they did before, but there are a lot more of them, so they'll work a little bit quicker and more efficiently. Frame rate is going down. It dropped down to 40 there, which is interesting. There might be enough droids now that if they're all doing something, it will slow things down. Well, now what do I do now that I have an army of droids? I can keep circling the map for more materials, but that's kind of getting old. And we don't much like old, do we? I think that would be a great opportunity to see how the void biome is going to go. I know we're going to be able to kill things very quickly, but how does this work? Okay, there's a portal somewhere there. There, okay. And let's zoom it out to make it a little easier. As soon as you zoom out, the droids have more things to play with. I don't know if the droids are going to make this easier or harder to do, but let's just kind of see how this goes. So far, they're instantly destroying everything I come across. I know down the road we do get a lot more enemies. If I play zoomed out, they should be able to reach lots of things. At this point, I just want to see if the droids are a viable strategy for doing this. If they'll just take care of everything and all I have to do is walk around, then great. This whole thing gets that much easier. It's definitely a lot harder to lay down ground pieces with all these things in the way. I think in the end, it's probably still easiest to use a combination. Like if I use the ice rod so they shoot nice and straight and fast and the droids will take care of everything near me, then it's pretty much foolproof. It's just going to take like 20 hours to get as far into this as I want to, but we'll make it as far as the bosses on this one to see how they perform against those. Yeah, if I use the ice rod too, this is almost too easy. I mean, I've still got 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. It is still an early floor, but I did that super fast. The hardest part so far is actually just finding the portal at the end. Like I know it's there, but I can't really see where my guy is in amongst all the droids. That's kind of annoying. Our first boss. And they're dead. The game slows down a lot when that died though. I don't know if it's because of all the steel popping out or what, but we still have low frames. The droids don't mix with the bosses apparently, so that's good to know. Well, at least I'm finally getting the game to slow down like I always like to do. This floor is going to have more bosses that kind of teleport here and then disappear, and then the frame rate drops. We're down to 12 there. That's getting low. And in case you're wondering about the damage I'm doing, my sword, for example, does 6,747 damage. I remember when I thought hitting 1,000 was fun. The blizzard rod that I'm using does 1,501. The meteor rod does 3,007. So it should do more, but it's a lot slower to use and it just causes a bunch of explosions on this screen that I can't see past. And a new kind of boss, is this going to slow the game down even more? They're a little bit slow to kill it, so I am still going to have to use my lightning rods. I mean my ice rod and or fire rod. I think as long as I'm close, they'll kill it pretty quickly, but if they're a little ways away, they seem hesitant to go near it. Yep, they definitely kill the bosses absolutely instantly, but they gotta be close to them. And every once in a while, they do that weird where they kind of focus or lose track. They all focused in on that crystal for a second, and it delayed things. Alright, well I think my work here is done. I didn't crash the game, I'm getting pretty close. I saw 12 frames per second as the lowest. Gonna take more droids to do it. Not sure how many, but there can always be more.